So we have example number 5 here. We're looking at the average rate of change in this function. Our function is given to us in a graph format. So basically we have the graph of the population of the high school. We have specific values at specific times. So we know that, for example, at time t equals 6, so 6 o'clock in the morning, the building is empty. There's nobody in the building. The population is 0. At 7.5, which is 7:30, all right, our building has about 700 people in the building. And we're looking for the average rate of change of the population between 6:30 a.m. and 7:30 a.m. So if we turn time into decimals, that means 6.5 to 7.5. That is our interval, if you will. So we're going to have A is 6.5 and B is 7.5. So if we put this into our average rate of change formula, we're looking for f of 7.5 minus f of 6.5 over 7.5 minus 6.5. And we have to grab the two values in the numerator from the graph itself. So that's why you have it in front of you as you're working this video. So we can look at the graph. We already mentioned it. There's 700 people in the building at 7:30. So that's going to be our f of 7.5. It's the y coordinate. Remember, it's the change in y over the change in x. Our y coordinate at 7.5 is 700. So that's going to begin our numerator. And now we need the y coordinate for 6.5. So if you take a look at the graph, 6.5, when you go over, we see that that matches up with about 25 people. So at 6:30 in the morning, there's 25 early risers who have made it into the building, and that's f of 6.5. Our denominator, 7.5 minus 6.5, that's just 1. So now we just simplify this ever so little. We have 700 minus 25, so that's 675, divided by 1 leaves us at 675. 675 what? All right, well, the 725 are in terms of people, and the 7.5 and the 6.5 are in terms of hours. So this is 675 people per hour. Okay, so the average rate of change, the average rate, the number of people going into the building and also coming out, because there'll be a parent that drops something off and then leaves. But the average rate of change is 675 people per hour. Now that doesn't mean that at every single instant there was the rate of change of the population was 675. Just the average was, okay? At some point there might have been a lot of kids coming into the building at any particular second, and therefore the rate is higher than 675. Other times, maybe there's a little bit of a traffic jam, nobody can get into the building for 30 seconds. Well, obviously then the rate of change is much lower than that 675 people per hour. But on average, over the course of this hour, 675 people per hour are, that's the rate at which the population of the building is changing.